Hey Dumplies, it's Dave Decide. Today we have a lot going on and I wanted to get into Jennie's ex and also a recent thing that Jennie did on a live performance that got people talking. And of course I wanted to get into V's alleged reaction to all of this and how he is believed to be freaking out. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Go grab that dumpling, hey spelling mug merch, and let's get into it. I want to start off by saying I get a lot of pushback when I talk about V and Jennie and of course what is going on. And yes, I am aware a lot of that pushback is just people not watching the video or people upset at simply the topic. So it doesn't matter what I say, the fact that I am bringing up this topic is controversial on its own. But I'm in a weird position where I report on current events in K-pop and it seems almost out of touch with reality if I simply go on and report on other things while this is the thing that everyone is actually talking about and people want to know more about. I am not trying to further spread anything that hasn't already been huge news, but I am simply giving my thoughts and opinions on these news and stories, and oftentimes a perspective that others haven't even considered. I am not here to tell you the rumors are true or are false. I'm here to give my personal opinion and hopefully you can make your judgment on whether it's real or not. Spoiler alert, I think it's personally fake. Especially with the new Blackpink comeback and them going on shows to do their performances, Jennie is definitely being talked about and all eyeballs are really on her and Taeyang. Taeyang should release his album or mixtape soon. Might as well make some money off of this dating rumor. Turn that trauma into profit. But Blackpink was performing Shutdown on Jimmy Kimmel. By the way, if you want to watch and join me in fangirling over this performance and other performances, make sure you check out the Patreon. I will link it down in the description. But the performance was great, and if you're a casual watcher of performances and stuff, there's no issue here. But the internet started to take a moment to attack Jennie specifically, and I get it. As I said, all eyeballs are on her right now. Jennie had her solo rap part, and this part was used to say that Jennie was being lazy again. There was a reaction YouTuber clip that ended up going all over Twitter, and what he said was that Jennie seemed to have less stage presence in that moment compared to Coachella. What he said was not supposed to be used to claim that Jennie is lazy or a bad performer. He simply felt maybe something was off that day she performed. But it bothers me that this clip was taken out of context, and it's from someone who doesn't actually hate Jennie and is used to prove that the world hates Jennie. I mean, people will take clips out of context all the time. There isn't much you can do about that. But what a lot of people were assuming as to why Jennie was not giving her full best during that segment was that she must have been either jet lagged or she must have been traumatized by the V and Jennie rumors going around because she's getting death threats and stuff like that. I want to introduce another perspective here. The worst part about getting canceled for most people is not the death threats necessarily, as most people know that the people online aren't actually going to do anything. The worst part is not knowing if you decide to come back, if you have a career to come back to. And this is the main drive into changing. The person who is being canceled has to look into their actions and realize, am I going to pick doing this action again or do I pick my career? However, if you're someone like Jennie and knows she didn't do anything wrong and knows that the label knows she hasn't done anything wrong, there's no actual fear in her career being over. And also the numbers say different. She is not losing followers. Blackpink has gotten the most views they've ever gotten. Like, there's nothing for her to be scared about. Us real supporters got her back. While I don't have much comment on the specific dancing and what I think about that on Jimmy Kimmel, I do think she might have been jet lagged. Thinking about scandals while performing usually isn't something that will pop up in your head. There's a live audience, you're focused on your voice, dancing, and trying to look pretty. Chances are you don't have room in your head to think about other things. And also knowing that all eyeballs are on her right now, I don't think she would purposely not give her all. I think she felt like it was her all. And when you're tired or jet lagged, you can think you're putting a lot of energy into your movements, but can be lackluster sometimes, which I guess gives away how I feel about that dancing part. But this is no reflection to her as a person, as we know she is an amazing dancer. People are allowed to have one off day. If I were to follow someone's life and say, how come you didn't show the same energy today as you did 5 weeks ago? The way you said hi was slightly off. Like, you can do that to anyone. Difference is you get away with it because there's no one watching you or keeping tally, but everyone keeps tally on Jennie. People also wanted to look at V to see what his reaction to everything was. How was he dealing with all this hate or whatever? And obviously he physically seems fine. Vogue magazine released the interview they did with V, and V had just returned from New York to shoot with them. So chances are this is a very new, relevant interview. Vogue asked how V keeps his composure, which is an interesting question to ask, especially since why wouldn't he have a calm composure? There's nothing wrong, right? Except the elephant in the room when he walks in, which is, are you dating Jennie? V responded that he may appear calm, but internally he may be upset, cries, or less calm. He tries to pretend to be calm and calm himself down. He tries to act confidently so he can make a decision that can be best for the situation. It's very difficult to know what to do in a crisis situation. The best thing you can do is take a minute and just breathe. Never respond right away, and take a moment to understand what the other perspective is. Try not to think of yourself as just yourself, and then at that point respond, don't react. Just respond with empathy and compassion. It will always be better than being reactive. I think this is what he was getting at. And in so many situations, we would feel it's best to respond in a certain way. Perhaps his best response to the V and Jennie dating situation is to not respond. And that really seems to be the most healthy thing he can do. The answer really worried armies, as they were scared that he is under a lot of pressure and may want to quit. But we don't entirely know how he feels. I can't imagine being under the pressure that the boys have to deal with on the daily. I imagine they just don't think about it. Aside from all the really popular crazy rumors and theories online, and even the crazy photos that I believed are photoshopped, there was something that a lot of people believed to be very real. But I want you to keep in mind, it is very difficult for me to confirm, so I am rearing on the side that it is photoshopped and not true. There were a lot of recent V and Jennie fan posts going on, so obviously the recent photos of V and Jennie are much harder to prove as edits, and many of them are claimed it's not edited. But there exist edited pictures of V and Jennie that are often used in fanfic and Wattpad stories. People have been editing those, as well as Jennie and G-Dragon photos. So Jennie was believed to be dating G-Dragon a long time ago. This was announced by Dispatch, which I have to say is looking a lot more reliable than these recent V and Jennie photos. But what was crazy is that some of the fans were claiming that they edited a photo of Jennie and G-Dragon, posted it on IG, and without tagging the photo, G-Dragon found it and liked it. And they showed his name in the likes thing. But they don't show the username of the person who posted. So I can't go into their account and check. And then some of them are private. I don't know if they went private after G-Dragon allegedly liked their Jennie and G-Dragon edits, or if it was before. If it was before, G-Dragon wouldn't be able to see the edit, as the account is private, and G-Dragon is very unlikely to see a fan edit on his Explore page with 40 likes on it. I don't get photos on my Instagram Explore page with 40 likes. That shows me photos was somehow shown to your friends, and then the one person that was not following you that saw it was G-Dragon. Doesn't make a lot of sense. And also, you can't search photos on IG like that, especially claiming it wasn't tagged with Jennie or G-Dragon. So I don't believe these posts at all. But people were using this to say that Jennie and G-Dragon were still dating, and this was his way of being like, stop with the V rumors. And y'all, I don't know about all of that. Jennie and G-Dragon are not even following each other. And so I don't know. But I can definitely imagine if G-Dragon and Jennie were together or still together, that it would be so weird and annoying to see all these Jennie and V posts. And of course, people are also laughing at G-Dragon, saying that he and this girl broke up and she is doing fine because she's dating someone new. So G-Dragon's in a bad position. But what do you think? How do you feel about V revealing his feelings? Do you think they were about the current situation? And do you think he is upset to the point where he wants to quit? Do you think Jennie was traumatized by this situation and thus not being able to perform? And of course, what do you think about the G-Dragon and Jennie situation as well? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.